Alright everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the F123 Driver Career Mode with Ferrari, episode number 37 today, the Spanish Grand Prix of Season 3. If you missed the previous episode at Monaco, I recommend you check that one out before seeing this one, because spoiler alert, Sainz and I went head to head at the Monaco Grand Prix, and I was the one that came out on top and reduced the deficit to 23 points. Now we arrive at Sainz's home race. Can he get back to winning ways, or will it be us? We'll have to wait and see about that. R&D wise, we're looking at a major ERS upgrade that won't come in until Canada as well, and it's a full wet race. Dry qualifying though, so this is going to be a bit interesting. I've not had a full wet race at Barcelona for years. It's been a long time. I think I'm pretty sure I've had it before, but you know, it's not something you commonly see nowadays, even in real life, nor in the F1 game. We have extended our advantage over Red Bull, by the way, in the R&D chart, but there's no movement elsewhere, which is a bit annoying. That I don't know if that's a glitch or something, but the other teams need to be bringing upgrades a bit more as well. But anyway, we're going to move to qualifying then. Of course, Spain is, well, when it was remodeled in F122, it became from a very boring track to a very good track for me as well. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the F1 gods have given me an early Christmas present, because our first run was good enough for P1. Yes, none of this P12. I'm sure normal service will be resumed at some point for my terrible qualifying, but for now, I mean, can we get back-to-back poles? I don't think I've ever taken back-to-back poles in any career mode. Not even the dominant one we did on F122 when I won 4 in a row. Purple first sector. Sainz, what can he do? You'll have the home fans, of course, against us. Obviously, we are his closest rival by a country mile. We're tenthing a bit up though as we go through the middle sector here as well. Piastri up to P3, so McLaren running well. Leclerc P5. Purple middle sector now. Now we're moving to, of course, turn 10. I was actually a little bit faster around this circuit than on last year's game with the old layout, actually. This layout I haven't quite mastered yet as well, through the two right fast corners, but nevertheless, I come out of the line. It's 1 minute 10.7, and I believe that is another pole position. It definitely is. But closer than what it was in Monaco slightly, but still 2/10 to Sainz. So, you know, I mean, this is unheard of on this channel. Red Bull in the mud. Verstappen P8. I mean, yeah. Tsunoda also struggling there. Aston Martin expecting a bit better from them. Bottas has had a shocker though. P16. His teammates way up in the top 10. For him, that is not a great sign of it. Same for Lawson, although Lawson is only in his 4th or 5th, 6th race. So yeah, we'll see what we can do from pole position. Time for the race.
Max Verstappen's first win for Red Bull on debut here. One of the great dramatic days in Formula One after the clash on the first lap of Hamilton and Rosberg. The entire crowd at turn 7 on their feet, cheering. An extraordinary race. It's always a treat to come back here for the Spanish Grand Prix. Not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Phoenix lines up on pole position. A very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Leclerc, Verstappen, Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Joe, Norris, De Vries, Liam Lawson, Bottas, Stroll, Albon, Magnussen and Logan Sargent. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So we are down on the grid, and it is absolutely pouring down. It's going to be inters for the first bit. Whether or not it gets wet enough for the wet tyre, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to lower the fuel as well, because I don't think we quite need that much fuel as well. So 5 lights then to the Spanish Grand Prix, and after a bit of a hold, away we go, and we're going to straight away cut across to the night to cut Sainz off. But Sainz has had a dreadful start. It's George Russell, the man, who's actually P2. I think that's Perez in P3 as well. So it's a terrible start for Sainz. There's a bit of argy-bargy with Russell there, but nothing menacing. We keep the lead for now. But yeah, Sainz just did not get bogged down. Just didn't get away at all. As well, it could have been worse. He had the inside for Gasly there, who had a good start in the Alpine there, but he's able to hold on for P4. Now though, it's about, you know, I think we've got the pace definitely over the Mercedes car, which is like the fifth, it's not even the second fastest car on the grid, and that's a bit of a tank slapper there as well. But eventually, you know, I acclimatised the conditions, got my head down, and we're just about to stretch our legs by a country mile and set a 24.0. Russell behind is only doing mid 24s. So, you know, the Ferrari is still fast, even though I remember the tyre wear is now 0.9, by the way. I should point out, although it needs a little bit of testing maybe at some other tracks as well, and definitely in the dry, which is why it will be the same for Canada as well. So watching Sainz got past Perez there. We're also watching Yuki Tsunoda as he comes through turn 2. He's had a Spinala, and ladies and gentlemen, Tsunoda's Spinala is going to bring out a red flag. Yes, a red flag for that. Don't know why it needed to be a red flag, but I think Tsunoda actually got collided with somebody, but debris on the track and whatnot. So, you know, they have to. We're gonna have a red. It's annoying because we were running away with this. Marcus suggested 25 laps on inters. I think that we'll pit for inters and then possibly choose the wet tyre depending on how the tyre wear goes as well. So, vibrant lights, round number 2. This time Sainz is behind, so we're going to keep to the racing line. Russell might get a better start than, yes he will. So Russell will take the lead. We're going to block Sainz off, make sure, you know, Sainz is the priority that we get points over here. Have a look running outside Russell, nothing doing there. That's why we'll have to retain P2. Now we'll move to lap 10, Russell's lap, and somebody else in the Ferrari for a change, but he's locked up at turn 1, and that's the lead back to us on lap 10. As well, he just went completely straight on there, front right lock up there. Luckily it wasn't a double lock up, otherwise he would have gone off, and he keeps P2 ahead of Sainz for now, which is good. You know, that would be good if he could keep that for the rest of the race. As watching, and there's contact between Gasly and Verstappen, and then Gasly then causes his teammate to have damage as well. Now Esteban did not take kindly to Gasly having damage, to give him damage, and they both come in at the pits at the same time and side by side, and Gasly is in the wall, and there's contact behind with an AlphaTauri as well. You know, look at this. He's coming into the pit side by side with Ocon, and then he just squeezes Gasly out. I'm on board with Gasly. You know, again, why they signed to go side by side in the pit lane, I don't know. I mean, there's just no way that Gasly is making that, and he gets mounted from the rear by an AlphaTauri. Somehow, miraculously, nobody DNF from that. The safety car is out to clean up Alpine's mess from all the debris that's at the final corner with all the front wings, but the Alpines are both still running. So we'll see if they can come back in the points. You never know. You never know with a wet race as well. But yeah, safety car restart for me then, as we're leading the pack. We're just going to try and bolt out the final corner and get clear of George Russell. You know, 4 tenths, and we've gained a 10th on Russell as well. Try and run away again like we did in the first part of the race as well. that is Oscar Piastri and Max Verstappen going side by side. Verstappen trying to overtake Piastri, but Piastri keeps the inside and then keeps the inside for the long right-hander and is able to keep Verstappen behind as well. Russell, unfortunately, is starting to fall behind. Apparently he's got some sort of issue, which is unfortunate because he's going to be a sitting duck for Sainz now. The only hope is that Perez can overtake him. But there goes Sainz. He's all over the back of Russell. Perez having a go now around the outside, turn 10. No. Nothing doing there. Sainz has to sit behind. Obviously, we're just running away the best we can do. And Sainz now will blast past on the main straight. I'm sure it's not going to be too long before Perez blasts past as well, Russell. It's a shame for Russell because he had qualified so well. Got the start to get into P2, but now the car has let him down. Verstappen, though, is going to be joining Russell in the land of frustration because he, too, has engine issues as well. So, yeah, Ford not working well there. And that new engine is not the best as Perez is going to blast past now. Finally on the extra straight, and is Piastri going to send it as well? Yes, he is. Still going side by side. Piastri were able to get there, and then Russell doesn't want to give this up, but his teammates coming past. Norris has overtaken Verstappen there, and Norris blasts past his teammate. So Norris had a poor qualifying, is now ahead of his teammate. As well, and now that's Verstappen going past. There's all these, because Verstappen and Russell are slowing everyone up. There's gaps forming as well. So for us, nothing's actually happening there as well. But we jump to lap 22, and that's Piastri in. Now I thought this could be a start. Oh, is this for full wets or something? There's no damage to his car, but no, they're putting on another set of intermediates. And Lando Norris comes in the following lap. So some of them are two-stopping. Well, effectively two-stopping because we all made change of inters under the red flag. But some of them are two-stopping here. Some of them are going to try and one-stop. So this is going to be interesting. You've got some of the other people, like Nick de Vries, who very rarely scores points in this career mode. For Aston Martin, he is in the points, although he's just been overtaken there by Valtteri Bottas. Showing how Verstappen how to get that overtake done and that position in the corner. So watching Sainz in second place. He's going slowly. Sainz is going slowly and he's pulling over. And Sainz is out of the race. This is a huge chance for me to take the lead of the Drivers' Championship after the disappointment in Jeddah and the problems we had at Imola. And that's a sign that I had. Let's not take any risks now. Let's fit the full wets. I felt it was time for full wets. The tyres were going off a little bit. They're getting up to 30%. They have been on for quite some time since lap 9. We're going to put full wets. The only person that will go past is Sergio Perez because Verstappen, I think, has fixed his issues. He's in P3, so Verstappen, it's going to be a good recovery drive for Verstappen. To run away from the likes of Bottas and De Vries. So Perez will take the lead by 7 seconds, but I believe with fresher tyres and the full wets, who are more suited at this point, I think, and we closed him down already within just 2 laps. Had a lot on the outside there, but we don't need to rush this overtake at all. It'll be easily. Now, amazingly, Ocon, you remember Ocon, who crashed with his teammate, had a wing change. He is going around the outside of Bottas, but Bottas is not going to give up there. This is for P4. Yes, P4. I mean, that's a great comeback by Ocon. Even to get even if they don't overtake Bottas, as we're going to breeze past Perez. You can see how much spray is coming up. It's definitely time for the wets as we move to lap 30. As well, we've left Sainz, Verstappen behind. We're clearly on the best tyre as well. But the McLaren master plan is in operation because Bottas has slowed up Ocon, has allowed Piastri to get in part. Remember, Piastri was on the 2-stop, and he's got part. Gasly's there as well. So the Alpines have both been done, but they aren't now. Piastri's going to sail off into the sunset, but there'll still be P5 on for Ocon and Gasly, P5 and P6, which, considering the fact they both crashed, it's a good recovery for them. As we are going to come through the final corner, ladies and gentlemen, to win the Spanish Grand Prix and take the lead of the championship.
Right, that was to take the win for Ferrari today. So, Natalie, what made the difference out there today?
Well, I think what impresses me most is just how the drivers hold their focus and nerve with these massive rain delays and this changeable forecast. You've got to be out there on track, feeling and looking for the grip and know when it's right to switch compounds.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Enough of those noises. It's a second win in a row, third win overall since, of course, we won in Australia as well. You know, Sainz, I'm sure, is gutted. You know, yes, I think we would probably have won. He wasn't closing in at the time. We actually, he was keeping us honest. To be fair, we had a very similar pace. At the time he was like 5 seconds behind. You know, Russell really did a lot of damage there with his failures. He too stopped in the end. Russell failed to get points. De Vries slid out of the points as well. The two stop was probably the way to go. You can see Bottas slid all the way to P8. You know, the two Haas cars two stopped. And you know, those fresher tyres, you lost a lot of time, but you were able to gain points. I can understand for likes of De Vries, maybe Lawson, who don't really get in the points, you know, to have a go over it. But you know, for majority of the people, the correct way was to go two stop. Our lead then is 3 points, so it's not a big lead. I'm sure Sainz will bounce back in Canada. Verstappen moves back into third place with his third place. Perez is up to 6th. You know, Red Bull had a good day, and they're sort of comfortably clear of Mercedes now. McLaren are closing in as well. Alpine are there or thereabouts. A good despite crashing, a good result for them. You know, you've got to think what it would have been if they hadn't had those front wing changes. Although, would they have two stopped like everyone else? We don't know, because they had fresher tyres at the end. Yeah, in terms of rivalry, we're thrashing Leclerc, 29 now, but that race win isn't enough to give us level as 16 acclaim for some reason. But yes, there we go. 2 wins, 2 fastest laps in a row. Canada up next. Yeah, I'm expecting Sainz to bounce back in Canada. Canada is not the best of tracks for me anymore. It used to be such a good track for me, but these days on F123 especially, it's not, it doesn't suit my driving style anymore, you know, as well. So yes, that episode will be out later in the week. So all is left, if you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, see plenty more F123 driver career mode videos as and when they come out. As and when they come out. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.